Hi, it's Mike DelSignore, Massachusetts OUI lawyer. In today's video, I want to talk about what are the three most common questions I see people asking me now in 2025 about their first offense, Massachusetts OUI. First question is, at your court dates, I'm going to do all the work, essentially. You're not going to have to speak. There's not going to be an opportunity for the judge to question you. A lot of people ask, your first court date's the arraignment. You enter not guilty plea, get a further date. You don't speak at that court date. The pre-trials, I do all the work at those court dates. The only time you would speak is if you were testifying at a trial, and you'll be well prepared for that. So there's never an opportunity where just off the cuff, someone's going to start asking you questions. So you don't need to be nervous about that. Very common question. So I don't want you to have unnecessary anxiety or nervousness. The second common question is two parts. First, OUI first offense, a misdemeanor offense, and realistically, you're not looking at jail time. Worst case scenario in almost all cases is you're looking at a probationary period. So that's common question number two. And then question number three, people always wonder, how long is this all going to take? Well, in general, if you're going to fight the case, you're looking at between a 6 to 9 month time period. However, if you took a breath test, while it makes the case more difficult to win because we got an extra element there, but not impossible, win a lot of cases with breath test evidence, you'll get your full license back in 30 days. So while I'm fighting the case, trying to get the breath test excluded or to challenge it, you'll be driving. If you refused a breath test, you're looking at a 6-month license loss for the refusal. Now, there's a potential you could get it back earlier if we can get a trial prior to the 6 months. But generally, most courts, it's hard to get a trial too much quicker than the 6 months. So it's probably going to be between 4 and 6 months. So in that situation where you refuse to test, well, the good news is you got a good chance of winning the case because they don't have the evidence. The bad news is you're going to have to find a way to get to work, to get your family around while I'm fighting the case. But I'll move it as quickly as I can. Some courts, the cases move faster than others. But generally, you're looking at between 4 and 6 months to get a case to trial without a breath test. So those are the three most common questions I get on OUI cases. Now, I've been handling these cases for 20 years. It's what I love to do. I help people overcome usually the biggest obstacle in their life. Most people who come to me have never been charged with a crime. Most have never even had a speeding ticket. And now they're put into my world of court dates, arraignments, pre-trials, and I understand that these terms are unfamiliar. I'll do my best to make the process simple. I don't want to ever simplify it more than it can be or to make you think the case is better than it is. I always give everyone a realistic impression of how I think the case is going to turn out. And it's always important, too, that if you think you have any issue with alcohol, you can get help, and it's never going to negatively impact the case. So don't assume that if you got treatment, they're going to find out about it. So definitely do that. Take any steps you think you need, and I can provide resources for that. Because not only do I want you to win the OUI case, I want you to be successful in life. I want you to get through this case, and I want you to continue with your career goals. That's really a win for me, is not only for you to be found not guilty, but to hear from you in 2-3 years saying that you're doing great. That's a win for me. So fighting an OUI case, it's easy to get arrested. All the police need is probable cause to yank you off the road and make you come to court. But it's high standard to arrest beyond a reasonable doubt. Means an abiding conviction to a moral certainty. It's a lot of evidence. So the field sobriety test, a lot of times that's not really enough to prove a case. If there's some claim that you made some mistakes, most of the time I can minimize your mistakes in the field sobriety test and often use those tests to establish reasonable doubt. So I'm looking at the case as a whole, looking for sort of major observations and things that we need to deal with to get a not guilty. But in a lot of cases, it's just a lot of little things. And in those situations, that's a strong case for trial. You're presumed innocent. Government's got a very high burden. Hold them to that burden. I can let you know the best decision for you in your case, whether to fight the case, go to trial. Call, text me anytime. My name's Mike DelSignore. I handle cases all over Massachusetts. When I go to court, after doing this for so long, whether it's 10 minutes down the street from my house or 45 minutes, people know me and know that I'm there to fight an OUI and to help people. So feel free to give me a call. I have had great success over the years and be glad to help you with your case.